Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg said, unnecessary segregation of persons with mental disabilities perpetuates unwarranted assumption that such persons are unfit for or unworthy to participate in community life. I'm Lisa Kaiser, a student at Bradman University. Through personal experience and study, I've learned about unnecessary segregation of handicapped students that exists today despite our nation's laws. In data compiled by the National Council on Disabilities and scholarly researcher Mader, segregated special education is occurring at a rate of approximately 25% more than necessary. I would like to share with you how the civil rights issue of segregated special education classrooms is perpetuating discriminatory practices in an inferior educational system that is detrimental to our American society. First, to clarify that special education segregation is a civil rights issue, I will share with you some statistics. The National Council on Disabilities found that the average of 38% of students with disabilities are separated from their peers for 80% more of or more of their day. For white students, that number is 35%. For Black students, they're segregated at a rate of 42%, and Pacific Islanders, the highest at 45%. These numbers prove that students are being segregated for reasons other than their disabilities. Avi reported in the New Yorker that GNETS, the Georgia Network of Educational Therapeutic Support, a segregated special education system, has doubled the percentage of Black boys enrolled than in the rest of the state of Georgia. Georgia is using special education as an excuse for segregation into an inferior program that is not even helping these children. GNETS is not using scientifically proven methods of teaching, as demonstrated in Avi's report of GNET's 10% graduation rate. Georgia is extreme, but this is happening across the United States. Handicap is not a reason to allow discriminatory segregation. Parents need to be informed of the IDEA law, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, and demand that their students are taught in the least restrictive environment, in the regular education classroom. Mader, a respected scholar, reports that with support, 85% of disabled students can succeed in the regular education classroom. Supports and therapy and technology are critically necessary. Struggle is a reason for support, not segregation. According to the National Council on Disabilities, inclusive classrooms giving access to the general education, more access to the general curriculum and effective instruction boost academic performance and improve behavior and social skills. By living out inclusion, everyone learns that every student is a valued member of the classroom, the school, and the community. Segregation practices are not just detrimental to the students, they're hurting our nation. Our most vulnerable citizens are receiving substandard preparation for life while their peers are witnessing the discrimination done by school administrators. An inclusive educational system reduces disruptive behavior and improves high school outcomes, producing citizens that are employable and able to live independently, as evidenced in the report by scholarly Morningstar's team. The Bureau of Labor and Statistics places the unemployment rate of the disabled at over 7% compared to 3.5% of the general population. The cycle of dependency on we the taxpayer funding support programs could be reduced by preparing students to function in a society with inclusive classrooms. While the national population has grown 200% in the last 50 years, Mader and Berkowitz report that the prison population has grown 700%, due in part to our dysfunctional special education system that fails to prepare students to function in society. Mader and Berkowitz state that disabled people account for 1/3 of all arrests. Scholar Jackson reports that supporters of the segregated special education system claim they are providing intensive instruction for students, and pooling the students together eases the burden on school personnel. In truth, segregated classroom systems are ensuring employment of special education administrators. Adversaries to inclusion claim students are segregated for the safety of themselves and others. But Morningstar's team research shows that inclusive environments reduce behavior problems. The National Council on Disability reported to Congress no evidence supports the value of segregated special education systems. To conclude, I will quote the research of Vandercook's team. Segregated and homogeneous educational settings do not lead to integrated heterogeneous community life. Our nation needs to stop letting disabilities be used as an excuse to continue segregation in our public schools and help special needs students get a better education, enabling them to function as productive citizens in our country. Thank you.